Let's just Earth Power the Weezing and switch Rayquaza out to Moltres. Oh! Okay, Helping Hand Explosion. I haven't watched a single episode of Pokemon Horizons, but as someone who was watching Ash Ketchum's very early adventures back in the day as a kid, I do keep up a little bit with what has been going on ever since. And so I am sort of loosely aware, at least, of the basic story and characters. That'll have to be good enough here. But the 6 heroes, very interesting group of Pokemon. Definitely a team well suited to an explorer adventuring around the world, crossing the seas, crossing the skies, getting into tough battles and whatnot. Yeah, really interesting team of Pokemon. Maybe not the most competitively coherent, but honestly not the least either. I mean, perfectly well timed for the current VGC format with exactly 1 restricted Pokemon here. Hey, that is the correct number, and while Rayquaza is not the best restricted Pokemon, we do have some options to help it out here. We can boost it with a Howl Gouging Fire set, which with the booster energy should also be faster than this Choice Scarf Kleavor. Kleavor can set up Stealth Rocks, maybe we can chip some opponents down. Rayquaza can extreme speed through them. Seems worth a shot, right? And then Arboliva and Moltres are actually pretty reasonable as matchup pieces in the current metagame. Moltres helping with the various Calyrex matchups, and Arboliva, it doesn't get a ton of play, but it does have a niche in Regulation G. It has seen some tournament success. Being a normal type, also able to help deal with Shadow Rider Calyrex, and also, of course, with Seed Sower, able to make Miraidon's day a little bit harder. Seed Sower and that grass typing, and an Assault Vest to help it take those hits. The only Pokemon here that I really didn't know what to do with was Lapras, although, funnily enough, when I was looking up stats for these Pokemon on Munch Stats, Arboliva's most frequent 5 teammates are these 5. Lapras's most frequent teammates are these 5. So clearly I'm not the only one who's had this idea. And I could have taken some inspiration from Munch Stats usage data. In fact, I did for Arboliva's set. But for Lapras, I wasn't really feeling the offensive Sparkling Aria sets that people were running, so I've just tacked on some generic Helping Hand. And then, you know, Sing is cheese. It's, what, 55% accurate? But if it actually hits, it could be useful. And Lapras and Arboliva being slow, they give me something into Trick Room matchups where Rayquaza's extreme speed might be blocked by a Farigiraf or an Indeedee. So obviously there are some holes in this team. It's a great team for venturing across the lands and exploring in ancient times. It's like 100 years ago in the lore now, isn't it? Maybe not as good for playing Regulation G, but shouldn't be the worst. And we should definitely be able to have some fun with this. And of course, Ash didn't have any restricted Pokemon, so there probably won't be any more Ash teams on the channel for a while. Instead, we have our buddy Lucius here to help us out. So, let's see what we can do with the 6 heroes, as immediately we get a really fun-looking team on the other side, too. Kind of a weird username by the opponent, but we're not going to dwell on that. But all 3 Paradox Beasts, along with Koraidon. And just a lot of offensive firepower with Koraidon, Walking Wake, Raging Bolt, and Heatran here. Definitely might be more than I'm able to handle with this team, but we'll see. I'm giving it an honest effort, of course. Okay. I mean, if I can get Rayquaza going, that's kind of reasonable. I do have to watch out for like Burning Bulwark. And Rayquaza's not good into Heatran. Honestly, Terrafire Arboliva might be my Heatran check. But I can also try the Scarf Kleavor lead, chip things a little bit with Stone Axe into the Stealth Rock that sets up. And then I actually do think that I bring Gouging Fire, Rayquaza, and Arboliva, and I'm looking to Terrastallize Arboliva most likely. Although that then has to watch out for this Walking Wake. Whimsicott can set Tailwind. They can knock out Kleavor immediately. I'm just going to hope that they don't, because I don't think Kleavor is worth trying to save. I'm running Flare Blitz on Gouging Fire instead of Heat Crash, because there are a lot of heavy Pokemon in Reg G, and obviously Heavy Slam works for Zamazenta, but I don't want my main damaging move to be that way. I think it might be worthwhile to try to just take out this Whimsicott. They set Sunny Day first. Get a special attack boost on the Walking Wake, but it is still faster than Cleavor. So yeah, I don't get my Stone Axe. Would have been nice to, but what can you do? Also, Whimsicott with the Focus Sash, surviving the Flare Blitz. So not a very good turn one for me. I'm going to Terra Fire right now. I know that leaves Arboliva vulnerable to a Hydro Steam, but I don't think they click that immediately. And I'm going to try to get what damage I can onto Walking Wake here. They Hydro Steam into Gouging Fire and knock it out with a crit. And yeah, what did I say? Too much offensive firepower on this team. But maybe Rayquaza turning the sun off could have done something sooner. But turning the sun off, that's a funny way to put it. That makes it sound like some serious business went down. But I might be able to get some KOs here. I don't know what I could have... Walking Wake survives. I don't know what I could have done with Rayquaza earlier necessarily. Walking Wake survives, but Arboliva will take that Hydro Steam, not boosted by the sun, and of course with the Assault Vest. It also gives me a little bit of Seed Sower recovery. The Walking Wake gets recovery too, but it's not taking other extreme speed, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it's carrying a Choice Scarf, so I don't think it's protecting on the next one either. Gouging Fire coming in is not terribly scary, I think. Maybe it's running some Dragon coverage that just runs through the rest of my team, but I think I can probably just target it with an Earth Power and Extreme Speed into Walking Wake. Walking Wake is knocked out. Gouging Fire going for a Dragon Dance, so that could get dangerous, especially since, you know, if I try to double into it, it could get Rayquaza with a Burning Bulwark, but Koraidon is the real thing. I'm not sure we beat Koraidon. It's going to be faster than Rayquaza. That would be the case even with the Tailwind not up. I think. On a hyper-offensive team like this, I don't think you're running a very slow Koraidon, right? I'm just going to go for a Dragon Ascent and cross my fingers, but we probably just lose this. As Arboliva drops a Collision Course, and Rayquaza to Fairy Terra Blast from the Gouging Fire. Okay, so that was a really fun team from my opponent. I really can't be upset at that one, but it's a bit of a rough start here for the 6 heroes. Maybe good thing they didn't go too deep into Area 0, as far as we know. Now we get a Rain team with an Overquill. Is this the Henry Rich team from NAIC? That team's pretty old at this point. Maybe this is something new. I don't remember what he used, other than the Overquill and Kyogre. I guess Arboliva is also helpful into Kyogre with that grass typing. Probably want to bring that. Probably want to bring Rayquaza, because it's my restricted Pokemon, and to control the weather. Turn off the weather. I really don't think I'm feeling Cleavor in this one, especially with the Tornadus on the other side. As we saw, it can happen in a speed control focus game. I'm not loving... Actually, I am kind of loving Gouging Fire here. It's my best answer to Volcarona. And maybe to Rillaboom. I think we bring our Arboliva, Moltres, Gouging Fire, Rayquaza. I'm just not sure of what order. I think we can do Gouging Fire, Rayquaza lead. Potentially set up a Howl depending on the lead matchup, or there's Arboliva to switch in on like Kyogre or something. And there's the Kyogre lead immediately, along with the Overquill. But, of course, they don't have their weather in place. I'm just going to go for a Howl, and I'm going to protect Rayquaza this turn, see if they try to Ice Beam it or something. I'm probably just going to Terra Normal Rayquaza and Extreme Speed something next turn, but let's see. They just go for a Gunk Shot into Rayquaza and an Ice Beam, so yeah, that's a pretty dangerous situation. I could Breaking Swipe. I think there's a pretty decent chance that the Overquill is carrying a clear Amulet. I'm just going to Flare Blitz in case this doesn't pick up the KO. Yeah, I'll just double into Overquill this turn. They actually switched Kyogre out to Rillaboom, so this could work out very nicely for me. Overquill does not have Swift Swim active, thanks to Airlock, so we knock it out before it can move. And keep the team healthy at the same time. Landorus coming in now. I'm going to Burning Bulwark. And I guess just Protect. Maybe they try to fake out Gouging Fire if they don't know. That would be great. Oh, I actually just forfeit. Okay. See, that was a lot better. Black Rayquaza came through there. Braving the high seas. Now we've got... Oh, man. I've heard of these Shadow Rider Dondozo teams, but I haven't paid much attention to how they play. Alright. Well, my best Shadow Rider answers are Boliva and Moltres. Those also might be my best Dondozo answers, to be honest. I actually think Lapras is kind of reasonable to bring to a Dondozo matchup. It has Water Absorb, so it does have to worry about Order Up, but not Wave Crash. And if I can put Dondozo to sleep with a Lucky Sing, that might be my best tool to beat it. Do I bring those three in Rayquaza? Makes me a little bit weak to Ogerpon. Actually, more than a little bit. Also, there might be a case for Kleavor in this one to help cover, to help offensively check the Chi-Yu. But I don't really see it. I think we do bring. I'm gonna say our Boliva Rayquaza lead with Moltres and Lapras in the back. Okay, they lead Calyrex and Weezing. There will be no Seed Sown for now. More importantly, the Weezing could have Will-O-Wisp, but I think I feel okay to just attack the Calyrex. Let's just Earth Power the Weezing and switch Rayquaza out to Moltres. Oh! Okay, Helping Hand Explosion. I didn't realize... maybe that's standard on these teams. I don't really know how they play. It makes a lot of sense, right? Because Calyrex being a ghost type takes no damage from the explosion. And I loaded up the field with my Calyrex checks, of which they've now removed one and practically removed the other. I guess I do still have the Terra Normal Rayquaza available. In fact, let's just Terrasilize it right now. But, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately for me. I'm gonna click Fiery Wrath, but I think I just lose Moltres here, right? Oh, they switch Tatsugiri in. Okay. Are they gonna knock out Rayquaza? Okay, no, it doesn't do too much, but obviously they're setting up. Alright. I'm gonna take a bit of a risk here and switch Moltres out to Lapras. Maybe I shouldn't have protected this turn. Okay, that's still not doing too much. Oh, it's the defense boosting Tatsugiri form. Okay, so they're not getting attack boosts from the Order Up. That's good, I guess. And yeah, we'll just go for a Sing and hope we connect. Because that's not doing much damage. Never mind, they have Body Press. Okay, so we'll just lose this one. It's just not happening. Maybe this Extreme Speed crits. Okay, maybe this one crits. Oh, it does, but that still does like no damage. Oh my god. Never mind. The crit was not enough. I don't know how Lucius got anywhere in Paldea with this Dondozo matchup. Alright. Another Kyogre team. This one looks very different though from the last one. Our Boliva still looks very strong here. Rayquaza is still good for the obvious reasons. Restricted and turns weather off. I mean, I guess being a restricted Pokemon isn't inherently good, but most of them are strong. And Rayquaza is strong, it's just not one of the very best ones. So we definitely bring those two. I don't know if I want to lead Gouging Fire this time. Honestly, I don't know if I want to bring Gouging Fire this time. But if not Gouging Fire, then what? Honestly, I'm not sure there's anything I want to bring this time except our Boliva and Rayquaza. I'm not sure any of the other Pokemon are any good here. Scarf Kleavor maybe can make some plays. And I'll bring Moltres as well. I'll try to figure it out. Okay, Thundurus, Ludicolo. They can start Thunder Waving things if they want. They also could have Ice coverage on the Ludicolo. They also just could have Fake Out, so we'll cover for that turn 1. Just Terra Blast into Thundurus. Thundurus is a kind of a scary, unpredictable Pokemon. Be nice to get rid of it. Yeah, there's the Thunder Wave. Honestly, not the end of the world when I'm playing with extreme speed here anyway. Nice thing about Arbolivo is that normal typing, Terra Blast is useful before Terra as well as after. Get Seed Sower, and hey, Rayquaza is grounded now, so that might come in handy. They do paralyze Rayquaza. That does matter to extreme speed because they can get full paras, but the slowing doesn't matter to extreme speed. Here's our Chaladon now, but can Earth Power that and extreme speed Ludicolo. And get some more damage on these Pokemon at least. If I lose either of these, especially if I lose both of them, things could get a little bit awkward, but I might be able to create a position where... Oh, okay, that just KOs. Nice. Might be able to create a position where Kleavor can clean up in the back. Although removing the Archaladon would be valuable to that. I'm going to protect Rayquaza in case they protect Kyogre, because I'd like to land an extreme speed into it before Rayquaza goes down. Air Grass. They didn't protect, but... Okay, they went for the Body Press into Rayquaza, not Arboliva, so that'll cost them their Archaladon. And yeah, I can just Pollen Puff and Extreme Speed here. Rayquaza is fully paralyzed, but also dodges the Origin Pulse. What a game. And Pollen Puff did a lot. Arboliva is pretty strong Pokemon, huh? For one that I've never really used in VGC before and that doesn't get a ton of play. And we did just beat that whole team with just these 2 Pokemon. No need to figure out a Kleavor or Moltres game plan, although of course Galarian Moltres is especially bulky, could probably take a hit and do something back, and Choice Scarf Kleavor with X Scissor and boosted by Sharpness would have made that Kyogre's day pretty unpleasant. Oh, here is the Altaria team that I've featured on the channel from Worlds. Actually, is this... I don't think that team had an Indeedee, did it? Maybe it did. Not sure this is exactly the same. Oh, you know what? I think it did have an Indeedee. Okay, yeah, here's the Altaria team from Worlds that I featured on the channel. So we have to watch out for Gravity stuff, Precipice Blades, strong Sun Boosted special attackers, and of course the Priority Sing cheese from the Altaria. But I have Sing on my team too. I can't get priority on it, but I can benefit from Gravity. So maybe I lead Lapras, if only for fun and shenanigans. And then Rayquaza can turn off the Sun. I don't hate a Lapras Rayquaza lead here. I also have Freeze Dry on Lapras to offensively threaten the Altaria. I actually think that's pretty reasonable here. And then... kinda like Kleavor. It's decent offensive threat to Pokemon like Chi-Yu and Fluttermane. And I kinda like Moltres for threatening Groudon. Let's see how that goes. Lead Sableye Altaria. They, of course, cannot click Gravity and Skill Swap in the same turn, so that little bit of slowness is potentially helpful. I'm going to Sing into Sableye and go for a Sword Stance. There's the Gravity. They put Rayquaza to sleep. Fair enough, I didn't really cover for that. Maybe I should have put Altaria to sleep instead of Sableye, but I'll go for a Freeze Dry into it here, and... well, Rayquaza has a mandatory sleep turn right now anyway. Hopefully... the other thing about this team, at least when I tried it, I found it kind of slow to get going, because if you lead like this, you do have then some passive Pokemon on the field, and you have to deal with that. but Rayquaza wakes up already. So yeah, okay, they get Tailwind. Oh no, the Sableye waking up there is so unlucky for me. See, I was trying to set up to I'm gonna bring Moltres in because it can kill sleep turns better than Kleavor can. I was trying to set up to run through the team because they just don't have much offense with these Pokemon, but the Sableye waking up there and landing the foul play is just really bad luck for me. I mean, hey, maybe I needed to just Extreme Speed Altaria that turn, right? I could have played it differently. I'm not trying to pin everything on luck. But, you know, there are versions of that game plan that could have worked out, maybe. Land a Freeze Dry into Altaria here. They never did skill swap, right? So they still don't have priority on the Altaria. I think I'm just going to go for Helping Hand. Oh, no, wait. Moltres is asleep. Okay. Don't want to risk wasting my turn like that. Lapras is just going to go right back to sleep now, isn't it? Alright, we'll Protect and Fiery Wrath. And, of course, they can hit Moltres with the Precipice Blades because the gravity is up, but this is the last turn. Of course, they can bring Sableye back in, but they have to do that at this point to get gravity back. They'll knock Moltres out with a Fiery Wrath there. Heal Altaria, and yeah, this one is not looking good. I'll definitely say that. I don't think Kleavor can carry this one by itself, especially with the Groudon still there. But you never know unless you try, right? We do finally take out the Altaria. Lapras is going to take that Heat Crash and knock Groudon out with Freeze Dry. Bluttermane is their last Pokemon. That's going to be faster probably than Kleavor with the, yeah, speed boost. I can't protect Kleavor because Choice Scarf. So I guess I'll just Helping Hand Stone Axe and hope it works out somehow. Went for a Fake Out into Lapras. Interesting choice. But they do just one-shot Kleavor with the Moonblast, and that will be GG. Lucius might have had a lot of great adventures with this team. It is actually a really cool team. Again, both in-universe for exploring different environments and whatnot, and in that it kind of looks like it has a basic skeleton of a Reg G team, of a good Reg G team, with some of the pieces just not quite fitting together. Definitely is fun to experiment with. I feel like I could experiment with it a little bit more. I'm not saying I will. I'm not ruling it out. And I know I'm not the only person playing around with it on the ladder because, again, the usage data made that pretty clear. But I don't think Lucius would have done very well at the 2024 World Championship. I'll just say that. I think that Worlds might be a little bit beyond his reach. But I had fun with another Pokemon anime-inspired team. And I'm sure there will be something like this again sometime in the future, although with restricted Pokemon in the format, it can be a little bit tricky to put a team together. But that's it for now. See you next time.